Hello, beautifuls. This is Aromie here, and welcome back to Pipe Dreams. I've actually recorded this episode already, but my recording system decides to freak out on me and decided not to take the recording at all. So that was like maybe 2 days ago. So I'm recording on a brand new day because I was really aggravated with the whole thing. And talking for 30 minutes straight isn't the prettiest thing. So let's look at these messages. You can't keep throwing this stupid little tantrum forever. Yeah, we can, Mom. You'll come back eventually. No, thank you. The book club girl is still staring and not making any secret of it. Gary's friend isn't as obvious about it, but I can tell she's listening intently. I try to ignore them. They're not the only ones watching this train wreck happen anyway. Why? Huh? You get all angry when people don't meet your standards and you harp on and on about manners, but what you just did was really rude. But don't you think people might get disappointed or angry at you too? I put my elbow on the table and rest my forehead on my hand. I suddenly feel exhausted. I can feel Akio's eyes on me, but I don't respond. Why did I come here? Why did I think coming here was a good idea again? Sorry. This still it still shakens me that he said sorry and he's blushing on top of it. I'm still starving, but diner food isn't worth this kind of. Wait, what? I lift my head and stare at Akio. He's staring at the wall, arms crossed defensively and blushing. I wait for him to say more, but he seems to be struggling with himself. I don't know what I'm doing, okay? What? All of this. Again, it's still like I'm still so shocked that he has his nails painted. He gestures broadly around. It is new to me. People act strangely. All the things I'm used to aren't normal here. What? Acting like a jerk is normal where you're coming from? Or where you're from, not coming from. Akio frowns and shrugs stiffly. Well, thanks for the apology, I guess. But you should really be apologizing to the waiter, don't you think? He wrinkles his nose in distaste, but nods. Here you go. Kane is so cute. Kane sets a plate in front of me and plops Akio's plate down with enough force that the food almost slides off. Akio's mouth thins. Kane turns to go. I kick Akio's shin under the table. Ouch! Fine. Waiter! Kane stops and I look at him inquiringly. While your conduct has been terrible, and quite frankly I would have a word with your chef, because his food looks inedible, I kick him again. Ugh. It has been brought to my attention that, my conduct has been out of line, so I apologize. Kane stares blankly at him. Are you damaged? I apologize, okay? Akio huffs and glares at his plate, acutely embarrassed. Kane shakes his head and shoots me a disbelieving look. If he could speak freely right now, he'd be questioning my choice of company. I know. Okay, sure, thanks. Silence. You guys, let me know if you need anything else. Kane walks away. That was horrible. Yeah, it kind of was. That was a horrible idea. Why would you suggest that? It solved nothing. Don't blame me for your bad apology. I pick up a fork and start digging into the pancake I ordered. Akio picks up a fork as well and pokes it listlessly at his plate. Are you sure this won't poison me? Reasonably sure, but not completely. Shut up and eat. We spend the next half hour eating and chatting. Akio complains about the food the entire time, but still manages to eat everything he ordered. Akio leaves a surprisingly large tip before he leaves. A couple weeks later, I happen to run into John on the way back to our book club meeting. I'm so sorry we didn't see you after the game. I can't believe it slipped my mind like that. Again, I mentioned before in my deleted, crashed, horrible recording that why didn't she text John? Like, she has a phone. John shrugs. He seems unsurprised. It's not a big deal. I'm just glad you guys went. Yeah, you did really good. Even I could tell. John grins a little at that, pleased. We go through the door and into the club room, picking out a couple seats and settling into them. It looks like book club this week has even lower attendance than usual. Besides John and I, there's a club leader, that one girl who always wears purple, and 2 other people. It must have been the choice of book. To be honest, it's a little obtuse, even for me. The club leader is already arguing about the ending with one of the other book club members, and it's getting heated, the both of them standing up and getting in each other's faces. One of the other book club members is hovering anxiously nearby, but the girl in purple is ignoring them, sitting down and reading as always. If you had even bothered to read it, I'm sure you would have noticed that June had ulterior motives. John and I glance at each other uncomfortably. Ron's book is in his lap, and he's fiddling with the cover. He's going to crease it if he keeps messing with it like that. All in the subtext. You have to read between the lines. The author's not going to spell it all out for you. They're taking it pretty seriously, huh? He laughs and scratches at the back of his head. Well, the book's well known for being divisive, and nerds can have rage issues. John almost chokes on his laughter trying to keep quiet. Although, now that I think about it, literature is more of a hipster thing than a nerd thing nowadays, isn't it? A hipster thing? You know, drinking tea, reading books, listening to indie music, tend to have excessive amounts of flannel, thick rimmed glasses, and an unusual fascination with facial hair. Robin has probably triggered so many people. You mean like Elliot? Hey, Elliot with a beard. We both picture at the same time collapse into giggles. You two feel like contributing to this discussion? Dude, I would totally slap the leader, bro. We fall silent at the club leader's glare. He looks displeased. He must be losing the argument. What part are we talking about again? Club leader frowns. We're talking about June's characterization. Which you would know if you had bothered to listen. I opened my mouth to say something, but I noticed the club leader's not looking at me at all, just at John. What? Am I not even here? Now that I think about it, something similar happened to our first date when he singled John out to put up the flyers, didn't it? Well, I thought that John trails off as the club leader ignores him and turns back to resume his argument. John stares down at the book in his lap, quiet. I would be pissed off. You just asked me to pitch into the conversation and then you just like turn around. Rude. I don't think he likes me very much. He could just be having a bad day, maybe. Yeah, everyone's got off days, right? He didn't even seem convinced. I suddenly wish I attended book club more regularly, just to see how often things like this have happened. We both watched the club leader and the other member battle it out for a while. John gets more and more fidgety as the debate goes on. Several times he straightens up like he's going to say something, catches himself, and leans back again. So, like I said, her illness was plot relevant and ties directly into the climactic scene where she's about to die. The linchpin for the reveal where several of the plot threads come together. That's not... The club leader stops in his tracks and turns back to John, looking him up and down before dismissing him. You shouldn't comment about things you haven't read, or even read. What? Well, it's not like I was expecting everyone to get to the end. Don't worry. I imagine it's a little above your reading level, but it's good of you to try stretching your limits. This guy is so rude. Oh. Huh? But I have finished it. I get what's going on now. I look around the room, then back to John. Not everyone's here, sure, but even with people missing, it's still obvious that John sticks out. He's wearing a sport jacket, sporting a sporty haircut, and smiling cluelessly with a sporty face. The club leader crosses his arms and quirks an eyebrow challengingly. Oh, have you? Then go ahead. Tell me what you think. Everyone else here is either wearing glasses or oversized clothing, and none of us look like we could throw a ball further than a couple yards. He thinks John's not being serious. He thinks John doesn't fit in, like he's just here to mess around. He probably thinks John's stupid. But guess what, club leader? He's not. John clutches at his book like a lifeline. Eyebrows furrowed, he huffs a breath through his nose, sets his jaw, and meets the club leader's gaze head on. The lights flicker. I don't think the illness tying into the plot excuses how badly her character was developed. It's crazy that she'd have such a passive role in the game when she has so much of a stake in it, you know? And her entire personality hinges on the main character. Why? Keeping the character flat to make the plot twist more shocking just feels cheap, doesn't it? After saying his piece, John gives a friendly smile, but I'm close enough to see one of his knees jittering. I'm so used to seeing him relaxed and getting along with people that I forgot he was the type to get nervous. The club leader smirks. Yeah, okay, I'll admit I'm impressed. At least you did read the book. Your analysis has a long way to go, though. Take a couple English classes and you might... Yo! The girl in purple lifts her hand from the book she just dropped on the table. She doesn't stand up, but her gaze is locked on the book club leader like there's a target painted on his forehead. And this is where I came to the realization. What if this person right here was Avalon? Avalon? I don't remember who that sixth person that was dateable. What if it was her? Because I never found out what her name was. We just know her as Girl in Purple. You really need to shut up. The club leader gapes. His eyebrows start to scrunch. I could tell he's gearing up for another argument. God, I want to burp. If you're not going to contribute, I said shut up. I'm tired of your pointless showboating, right? Yeah. Steamrolling people who have different opinions doesn't mean you're smart. It just shows that you're an idiot. Everyone's lost for words. I don't think anyone's heard her talk that much outside of actual book book discussion. Who's going to take you seriously when you act like a jealous 5-year-old? I don't appreciate your tone. You're not supposed to. Burn. The leader stares at her and she stares back. She doesn't blink. The club leader scoffs and turns away again, restarting the debate and gesticulating. Loudly, but he's clearly lost steam. The girl shoots John a vaguely approving look before diving back into her book like nothing happened. John doesn't notice. He's staring vacantly at the floor, and he's still juddering up and down. He mutters something under his breath that I can't hear. What? This was a mistake, huh? What do you mean? I thought it would be nice to talk to people about books, make new friends. He drags a hand through his hair, sighs, and leans back. But I guess I should have stuck with just sports after all. They don't want me here. That's not true. The club leader's just a jerk. The others aren't like that. It might take a while, but I need a drink. I was feeling my throat hurting. I trail off. What do I know about making friends? What kind of advice do I even have to give? This is something Ava's suited for, not me. Hey! I lay a hand on his shoulder and his knee abruptly stills. I don't think Robin realizes that our boy John doesn't like being touched by girls. Don't let him ruin this for you, okay? You like what you like, and you have just as much right to be here as anyone else. His shoulder is stiff under my hand. He's not responding. Say something wrong? Hey, are you? You two! John and I jolt in surprise. The girl in purple looks up and glares at the club leader. Honestly, if you don't want to talk about the book, why are you even here? Pop! My head whips over to the ceiling at the sound of shattering glass. One of the lights. Pop, pop, pop! The lights start bursting one by one, from one end of the classroom to the other. What's going on? More popping and a crick. The plastic casing of one of the lights cracks. Everyone covers their heads as fragments of plastic and glass shower down. Bro will be so scared. Get out of here! Come on, it's not safe! The club leader grabs the two closest club members and leads them out of the room. Head canted down just in case of more debris. The girl in purple leaves behind them, using her body to shield her book. I can hear the lights in the hallway bursting. The last of the lights in the hallway goes out and the room falls dark. John? I feel around for his shoulder again, but I had to let go of him when the lights first started going out. I end up finding his wrist instead. It's shaking. Hey, John, come on. We shouldn't stay here. I tug at his wrist, but he doesn't move an inch. John? Another tug does nothing. His shaking is getting worse. Is something wrong? Stupid question. This whole situation is awful, but you're acting strange. John, are you okay? I hear him swallow. Fine. I'm fine. He's obviously not fine. He's trying to keep it quiet, but his breathing is ragged. It sounds like a panic attack. Is he scared of the dark or something? I'm in that boat with him, so we should get out of here. My eyes have adjusted enough at this point to see him nod. Yeah, just can you let go of me for a second? Oh, sorry. I came to the realization. I really hate that I have to repeat my reactions, but I felt like was John like abused or something when he was little? 'Cause that's the only thing I can think of causing his fear of not being want to be touched by a girl, and I really hope that's not the case, because that's very, very sad, and I feel like it's a very sensitive topic. Ugh, so sad. I drop his wrist and watch as he leans forward in his seat and puts his head in his hand. put his head in his hands, I'm assuming. Taking a deep breath, holding it, and exhaling slowly, he does this a couple more times until his shaking dies down. Okay. He stands up, crunching some glass under his shoe. Let's go. I follow him outside the building where we run into the rest of the book club members. The leader is talking to a maintenance man, irritation scrawled all over his face. The maintenance man suggests everything from blown fuses to electrical surges, but it's clear he's never dealt with anything like this before. They might even have to close the building down if the wiring is unsafe. I wonder if they'll move it, or if they'll have to cancel book club for a while. Yeah. I'm going to head back to the dorms, so see you. He waves awkwardly, then shoves his hand into his pocket and turns away. See you, I guess. I watch him walk off, worried. There wasn't anything else I could have done, was there? Is he really going to be okay? I'm lost in thought for a while, but eventually everyone else filters away and I have no choice but to go back to my dorm. The grass squishes damply under my feet. As I meander around campus the next day, I'm briefly thankful that I chose to wear sneakers earlier this morning. It's been raining up until a little while ago, so not many other students are out in the courtyard. There's a couple people throwing a football on the far side, hollering, some girl playing a ukulele by the trees, and a guy hunched over something on the grass. I take a deep breath and savor it. I'm not much of a nature person, but the smell of rain is still one of my favorites. I'm starting to zone out, walking by autopilot, which is why it startles me when something crinkles under my foot. A tarp? A hand grabs my forearm and tugs. I yelp and my legs fold into a crouch to prevent myself from falling backwards. Look at this. There's something missing. I can't tell if I should focus more on the line quality or range of values. Ugh, does this look like a proper tree to you? And this is where it shook me that he just like, what if it wasn't even me that he tugged to the side? He totally just tugged a random stranger and just starts asking them questions. My head turns and I startle. How the hell did I not notice Akio was out here? His presence is usually so ostentatious. And why is grass so hard to render? This is ridiculous. Maybe because he's been quiet up until now. Very out of the ordinary for him. He's brandishing a sketchbook at me, scowling. Arrayed on the traps are scraps of Bristol board, piles of pencils, another sketchbook, and some charcoal. Some of the scraps have half-finished sketches of landscape scenes. He's not on the tarp himself. His knees are digging into the wet ground, and they're already muddy. I'm not sure if he doesn't notice or doesn't care. Oh, it's you. Yeah, it's me, Akio. Akio flips through a couple pages of the sketchbook as I hold it. Drawings of trees, stumps, flowers, and mountains all litter the pages in various stages of completion. His nose wrinkles as he looks at them. It's for my intermediate drawing class. All of this? No, but we had to have a finished composition by next week, and I still don't know what I want to do. So you're trying to figure it out? He takes the sketchbook back and stares at it so intently that his nose looks like it's going to hit the open pages. None of this looks right. He throws the sketchbook down on the tarp and crosses his arms, fuming. I hate this. Nature is stupid. You're stupid, Akio. It's kind of funny to see him throwing a fit about nature when he's ruining his pants by kneeling in the mud. Out of all the things for him to complain about, I would have thought that would have been one of them. What exactly are you having trouble with? A jarring ringtone slices through the air and cuts the conversation short. Akio's face instantly twists into annoyance. He pulls a cell phone out of his pocket and grimaces at the call number before hitting accept and putting it up to his ear. It looks like he's holding an animal about to bite him rather than a phone. What do you want? I feel a little out of place sitting here. Should I wait? Leave? I have no idea. I'm fine. It's none of your business. I can't hear the other side of the conversation, just a faint murmur of a masculine voice, but I'm intensely curious. I've told you already, I'm not going there. I chose this one for a reason. You're such a pest. Does Akio get along with anyone? No, don't you dare. Good, I hope to kill you. Okay, guess not. This is getting really uncomfortable. Hey, I'm going to go, so... As I make to stand, Akio grabs my arm and yanks me back down again. Hey, I'm not done with you yet. The guy on the other side of the phone makes a comment and Akio's face flares red. What? No! No way, I'm not like you. Shut up. I can hear the guy laughing. Akio hisses a breath through his teeth and scowls. A second voice filters through the phone speaker and Akio's eyebrows shoot up in surprise. Hideo? Why are you at Mataki's? I don't know. Are you still getting tutored at home? Of course, how annoying. Well, leave me out of it. I don't want them calling me up like last time. This is all your problem. I won't talk to them anymore. Akio sputters and flushes again. No. You know better than to listen to him. And I'm fine, Hideo or Hideo. I have everything under control. No, don't put him back on. I don't want to talk to... The first voice says something. The end of it loads up like a question. Ugh, no. It was better than talking to you. Don't expect too much. My answer is not going to change. I'm hanging up. Akio hits the end button and stares blankly at his phone for a good minute before remembering that I'm there. He starts and hurriedly puts the phone back in his pocket. He looks conflicted. The silence stretches on for a bit before Akio shakes his head and gathers up the sketchbook. Should I go now? No, I still need your eyes for a moment. It flips to a new page, picks up a pencil, and starts sketching. I try to wait patiently, but... So, who are those people on the phone? Pests. I raise an eyebrow. Ugh, they're my brothers. They're being annoying as usual. The next marks he makes are particularly aggressive. Nothing out of the ordinary. I see. I don't really, but I can sense he wouldn't react well to further questioning. I spend the next hour helping Akio out with his landscape problems. It's a little awkward, but well, it could have been worse. For some reason, he insists on exchanging cell phone numbers before I leave, claiming that I would be useful to have around. Oh, he's using me? He's so weird. I leave history class the next day with the usual headache throbbing at my temples. I don't have anywhere to go, so I wander towards the food court even though I'm not hungry yet. Ava's staying late in psychology for some sort of experiment for a class credit. I wish I'd thought to bring a book. Maybe I'll check something out from the library. I get as far as the plaza in front of the library before I spot a familiar head of implausibly colored hair. Gary's sitting slumped on a bench with his head bowed and hand clasped together. He doesn't move once the whole time I look at him. It's a startling contrast from his usual sunshine hyperactivity. I hesitate. On one hand, I could still go to the library and enjoy an hour or two of peace and quiet. On the other hand, leaving him here like that just feels wrong. Gary's pretty hit or miss with me, but I know he always means well. I don't like seeing him sad like this. I walk over and plop on the bench next to him. He startles, head whipping up. Hey, Robin-san! Robin. Right, Robin. He lapses into silence. This is weird. I've seen him be upset before, but never this quietly. It's unsettling. I feel like I've fallen into an alternate universe. He's staring at me. Or, well, staring at a point somewhere a little to the side of me, a frown pulling at the corner of his mouth. I'm not prepared for this. Ava Kachira. Huh? What? Ava Kachira, but I have no idea. Oh, I guess. But I have no idea what to do with his subdued version of Gary. Are you okay? Is something wrong? Huh? Oh, no, I'm fine. He waves a hand in front of him and smiles, but I'm not buying it. Who would buy this face? I would not buy it. Like, buy it as in, like, trust them, not, like, physically buy it. I cross my arms and stare intently. This works on Ava sometimes, so maybe. Gary's other hand tightens on something and it crinkles. A piece of paper? What's that? Oh, nothing really. It's not important. Not why I'm sad at all, totally. My skepticism must show on my face because Gary laughs nervously and looks away. It's stupid. This is the part where I should be comforting, coaxing, and saying something understanding. But instead, what comes out is, that just never stopped you before. Whoops. Gary looks like a kicked puppy, but at least it's better than the vague melancholy he was stuck in before. Just because something seems stupid, that doesn't mean it doesn't matter. If something's bothering you, then something's bothering you. It's not like you have to write an essay to justify why. Gary's smile is wobbly, but a lot more sincere than his previous attempt. You know, I can tell if you're being really nice or really mean. I have no idea. I'm trying to make you feel better, I guess. Is it working? Gary chuckles and then full-out laughs, covering his mouth and shoulders shaking. I try to glare, but my face ruins it when my mouth keeps trying to twitch up into a smile. When Gary settles down, he smooths out the piece of paper he's been holding and hands it out to me. I take it. It looks like a receipt. Congratulations, you're the lucky winner of a free cup of coffee at the campus coffee house. Oh, cool. I've heard it's a daily thing, but I've never gotten one before. I guess I just don't get enough get coffee often enough. Wordlessly, he reaches into his pocket and fishes out another crumpled receipt. Smoothing it on his knee, I lean over to read it. Another one? The date reads from last week. He digs around in his pocket again, and I'm pretty sure I know what he's going to show me before he puts the next piece of paper in my hands. It's another free coffee, this time dated from last month. It's expired. Wow, someone working there must really like you. He blushes a little but shakes his head. No, I don't think that's it. The student workers there never work in the same place very long, and I don't go in often enough for them to remember me. You do realize you have blue hair, right? You're pretty memorable. Gary flinches and reflexively touches his hair. Do you think it looks weird? What? Elliot said it looks stupid. What is he talking about? He hunches in on himself a little and fiddles with his hair. Abruptly, I remember, back at the beginning of the semester when I met Elliot, Gary had run off because Elliot insulted his hair. Even at the time, I thought it had been an overreaction. Isn't that just Elliot being Elliot? He has a short temper. He's just like that. Not all the time. Mostly around me, right? Hey, you guys hang out sometimes now, right? Has he said anything about your hair since then? No? Then he must not care very much. He's probably forgotten all about it. Well, what about you? Do you think my hair looks stupid? Gary groans, hides his face in his hands. I mean, I think it's a little weird, but if there's a time to dye your hair weird colors, then it's college. I've seen some people walking around pink and green, so he's still hiding his face. I tentatively pat his back. That's a comforting thing to do, right? Yeah, to other people, but not John. You like it, don't you? Yeah, then that's all that matters. I am completely unprepared for when Gary flings himself at me. I manage to keep myself from being knocked backwards over the bench's armrest and let myself be hugged. I pat his back again. Thank you, Robin. No problem. Don't let people get you down. You just have a lot of energy for most people. I feel him nod against my shoulder, then he sniffles once, squeezes me, and lets me go. He thanks me again and runs off, realizing he's late for class. Before I pick myself up off the bench, I notice a piece of paper left behind under it. One of the free coffee receipts must have slipped through the slats. I never figured out why winning these things upset him so much. Did they remind him of something? He likes coffee, right? Oh well, it's not like I'm going to run after him for an explanation. I pick up the receipt and slip it into my backpack. Maybe I'll remember to ask him about it later. I spend the rest of my break between classes at the library and then at the food court afterwards. I read one of the books I checked out as I eat, but the mystery doesn't hook me like I was hoping it would. I'm distracted for the rest of the day thinking about the receipt in my bag, and none of my creative writing exercises turn out like I want them to. It's frustrating. Ava's on the couch petting the cat when I unlock the door late the next day. When she hears it open, Nyx instantly perks up and runs to my feet, meowing. Hey! Ava pouts and I grin at her. She knows where her true loyalty lies. I bend down and scratch under Nyx's chin. I'm really glad I decided to keep her, even if it's against Adorn's policy. It's been really nice to hide her so far. I feel neglected. Maybe if you fed her once in a while, she'd like you more. I open one of the kitchen cabinets, pull out a plastic container, and open the lid. I do in the mornings. She must have imprinted on you. It's not fair. I frown into the plastic container. I take a look under the kitchen sink just in case there's more in the bag. But no luck. We're completely out. It's empty. Time for you to go to the pet store. Ugh. Do I have to? I've been at the library all day writing that stupid history paper. I'm exhausted. Yep, I got the food last time, so now it's your turn. You just want to play with a cat. Whatever gave you that idea? Fine, I'll do it. But don't think I can't see through your lies. I point at her menacingly, but had to drop my threatening stance to catch the keys Ava throws at me. Remember, the pet store is a couple streets down from the diner. The sign's bright green. You can't miss it. I hate you. I leave our room, but I can still hear her call out after me. Get cat treats too! I roll my eyes. Driving Ava's car always makes me uncomfortable. I'm paranoid I'll crash it, and that both of us will be stranded without transportation. But the pet store is close enough that I can push the feeling aside. When I park in front of In front, I squint at the windows, looking for people. The parking lot's pretty empty and it's getting a little late. What if it's past closing time already? The lights are on though, and I think I can see someone behind the counter. I hop out of the car and glance at the hours. Good. It looks like I made it with half an hour to spare. Through the glass door, I can see that the employee's head is resting on the counter. It looks like he's taking a nap. Oh my god. Is it Kane? Kane, right? That's his name? A bell chimes when I open the door, and the employee's head pops up and turns towards me. He has a polite smile on his face, but his hair is rumpled and his face has a line on it from being pressed up against his sleeve. Or is this the new kid? Not the new kid. The new guy that we haven't unlocked yet? Is that him? Is it him? Oh god, my throat. But anyway, that's where we're gonna stop for today. Hopefully my OBS has recorded it this time, or else I'll be highly upset. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I will see you guys in the next one.